Hi, my name is Madison Powell. I think that this week's material helped us prepare for the Praxis in ways that we were not able to prepare before. I think that it gave us an opportunity to get a look on the inside of the Praxis test and give us an idea of what to expect. If anyone's like me, they knew they had to take the Praxis test to get into the teaching program at UNCP or any other school or university that they plan on attending for elementary education or a teaching career. I think that the material we covered this week gave us an inside look at the material that we should expect on the Praxis test. We did get a practice test for the Praxis that showed a little bit of what will be on the test, but when actually taking the test, it's a lot different than it is when taking the practice test for the Praxis. It can be difficult to go into taking a test and not knowing exactly what to expect, or not knowing what material will be covered on the test, or exactly what material you should study for. You have a broad range of things that you have to look at or study for, and that can become very overwhelming or frustrating and difficult. So I think that reading the material that we read this week, as well as answering the problems that we answered, gave a little bit of a head on the Praxis test for the people that were able to see this material and answer these problems. It really shows how you should prepare. It shows what you should expect. And I think that's a good thing for people who are not good test takers or are really nervous when not knowing what to expect on a test. I learned a lot about the Praxis test, things that I didn't know before when reading this. This was a really good passage, or the paragraphs were really detailed when telling about the Praxis, and the questions were pretty similar to what you would see on a Praxis with my personal experience with Praxis and studying for the Praxis. I think that this week's material really gave a good insight on the Praxis test, and again, what to expect on the Praxis test, and gives you a better idea of what you should study on the Praxis test. I think it's always good to know what to expect when taking a test, especially such a big test that can help you along with your career or your degree. So I think that this week's material was really helpful when it comes to the Praxis test and preparing and knowing what to expect.